Yogah Karmasu Kaushalam.
Ladies and gentlemen, warm welcome to Refresher Course for Management and Commerce organized by UGC HRDC at Gujarat University, Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Today, we have among us Dr. Purvi Dipandeshri, who is going to conduct a session on multimodal literacies in digital classroom. Dr. Purvi Dipandeshri is currently working as Associate Professor at Faculty of Commerce, Parul Institute of Commerce at Parul University. She is a recognized PhD and MPhil guide since 2016 in the field of management, accounting, and finance. She is a management graduate with finance specialization from HNGU and hold doctorate in management, corporate finance, merger and acquisition from Saurashtra University. In her 11 years of experience, she has gained academic administration experience in the capacity of area, academic coordination, examination coordination, in absentia, IC director activities for the institute. Her area of research and teaching includes corporate finance, corporate restructuring, merger and acquisition, strategic management, management control system, research methodology, financial accounting, management accounting, cost accounting, financial analysis, and firm valuation. To her credit, she has around 22 research papers published in peer-reviewed UGC-approved journals with high impact factor and Scopus indexing, and 30 research papers presented in various national and international conferences and seminars. She has also published 2 books, namely Introductions to Sustainable Development and Merger and Acquisition as Strategic NAPTELs. She is also associated with ICA, Indian Commerce Association, Indian Accounting Association, and University Commerce and Management Teacher Association. She is acted as a review member since the year 2017 in International Journal of Creative Research Thought and editorial member of Asian Journal of Management, and also act as an honorary member of the editorial board of IJBST Group of International Journals since May 2019. She is also appointed as an Academic Advisor Council member of the Center for Research and Growth, New Delhi. Currently, she is guiding totally 4 PhD research scholars and 1 MPhil research scholars at Parul University in the area of management and commerce since year 2016. Over the years, she also been honored with awards as under Best PhD Thesis Award, Young Leader Award 2019, Young Faculty Award 2018, Academic Leadership Award 2018, Best Paper Award in the year 2015, and Best Faculty Award 2015. Distinguished ma'am, you may start your session.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for inviting me and giving my introduction. Thanks a lot, ma'am. So dear participants, as a part of the refresher course on the commerce and management from the HRDC, UGC from Gujarat University, let's have a session on today's session. The topic is multimodal literacies in the digital classroom. This is Dr. Purvi Dipandeshri, Associate Professor, Parul University, and today we all are here on the platform of UGC HRDC Gujarat University together. Now the first question, why we have choose this topic? It is a multimodal literacy, why it is required as an commerce and management teacher. So the first question, or we can say that the first challenge right now we all are facing in this century 2021, it is human attention. Average attention span has fallen to 8 seconds, down from the 12 seconds in the year 2020. And we now have a shorter attention span than a goldfish. So no emotions, only emojis. Actually, we are using right now so many emojis, but we don't have emotion in this teaching and learning process. The true scare commodities in the 21st century will be human attendance. It is given by the Satya Nadella. So basically, as we are in the teaching and learning process, we need human attention more, because if we don't have any attention in our session, in our topic, in our subjects, we are not able to convey our message, our subjects, our topic, or our teaching to the students in a proper manner. So of course, as in teachers of commerce and management, it is a big challenge to grab the human attention, or basically the attention of students to the particular message which we want to convey in our session. That's why it's a big challenge, and how we can manage with this challenge, that is a part we can learn as in this session. It is a multi-modal literacy in the digital classroom. Now, when we are talking about the multimedia model literacy, right? So it's always connected with the communication. So first we must have the idea, what is effective communication? So let's have a basic idea of the communication and effective communication. Now, we all are teachers and we know the communication is a process. Now, basically, it is a process of transforming information and meaning between sender and receiver using one or more oral, visual, electronics channel. So basically, we can use different type of channel of communication. It may be verbal, it may be telephone, voicemail, email, online, letters, and media. By the usage of this many different type of communication channel, what we want to do, we want to convey some information, we want to convey some meaning of the message from the sender to the receiver, and in back we want some feedback from the receiver to the sender. So this is the basic communication process we all know and we all are familiar. But the question is, what do you mean by effective communication? So let's discuss the effective communication occurs when individuals achieve a shared understanding, stimulate others to take action, and encourage people to think in a new way. Now, these three are the basic objectives we have as a teacher, right? If we want to convey something to our students, so what are the basic objective of this message? It is number one, we want to share some understanding with our students. Number two, we want to stimulate others to take some action, or we want to encourage the people to think in a new ways. So if we are able, or if we are successful in these three objectives, we can say that yes, as a teacher, we are able to go for effective communication. Now let's discuss what do you mean by, or what are the main principles of effective communication. So there are four main principles of effective communication. They are, number one, the message sent is not necessary the message received. So actually sometimes whatever may be the meaning or hidden message which is shared by the sender, sometimes it is not received same by the receiver. Receiver, they have their own feelings, they have their own meaning, and accordingly they can interpret the message which is sent from the sender. So now the principles number one is the message sent is not necessarily the message received. There is a gap between the receive and send message. Principle number two is it is impossible to not communicate. If you are not communicate anything, right, by verbally, by visually, then also you are communicate something. So it is impossible to not communicate. By not communicating also, we are communicate something. Principle number three is every message has both content and feeling. So generally, we are more focusing on content, but as a teacher, if we want to make our communication effective, we also have to add some feelings along with the content of the message, because the combination of the content and feeling, it makes our communication somewhat more effective. And the principle number four is the last principle is non-verbal clues are sometimes more believable than verbal clues. So basically, we all know that effectiveness of the non-verbal clues are more than the verbal clues. And because of that, nowadays, we have to focus more on non-verbal clues or non-verbal communication as well as verbal communication. Now, if we know that nonverbal communication is effective, now how they are effective? What is the percentage they include for the different type of nonverbal communication? So this is the idea. It is given actually out of 100, 55% weightage is given to the body movement, face and arm movement. So actually as a teacher, we are communicate 55% of our message through the movement of our body, face and arm. If you are talking about the voice tone, modulation and poses of our speech, right? So actually 38% weightage is given to how we can share our speech. And the last, only 7% weightage is given to our content or our words. So basically, generally we think that we have to include so many number of words and we are giving less importance to the body movement, less importance to the way the speech we are using during our communication. But basically, the weightage are totally different, right? So body language, body movement, face and arms, they have total 55% weightage. Voice tone, modulation and poses during the speech, it contains 38% weightage and only 7% weightage is given to the words or the content of the message. In this way, we can identify for the effective communication, non-verbal communication is required. And if we want to go for effective non-verbal communication, of course, we have to make emphasis on body movement, face and arm, along with the voice tone, modulation, poses, and of course, it's include some of the words and content of the message. So basically for the effective communication, we need to understand the 4 main principles of effective communication. Now here one example is given. We all know what is this, right? Now how this is not communicate anything, then also it is communicating so many things. It is a loud messenger, right? So here we can say that this is the logo of McDonald's. It is a logo, but it is communicate so many things along with the logo, right? There is only a yellow color capital M in the background of red, right? But the communication, the meaning of this communication is quite deep. So let's discuss how we can interpret the communication along, which is related with the logo. So basically, when we are talking about the communication, there are 3 components in the communication, visual communication, okay? Number 1 is signifier. So what do you mean by signifier? Signifier means a physical object, just like a sound, printed words or image. So here we can say that a yellow color printed M in the background of red color, it is considered as a signifier. If we are talking about signified, so what do you mean by signified? Signified means a mental concept, what is evoked into the mind. So when we see this logo, right, what is there in our mind? What is the communication we are receiving as a receiver? That is considered as an signified. And the last one is sign. Sign is the combination of both. It is the associated total which relate the 2 concepts together. So basically sign is the combination of signifier and signified. So this is all about we can share effective communication. So here with the logo of McDonald's, always there is a meaning. It is I am loving it, right? And whenever we see this logo, we feel that yes, I'm loving it. So this is what about how effectively we are communicate our message to the people, to the message receiver. That is considered as an effective communication. So here we can say that communication is the combination of signifier, signified, and finally it is a sign. So in this way, we can find out, yes, we are using so many visual things for the effective communication. We are using some color code for the effective communication. So this is the combination for effective communication. Now, when we are talking about the visual communication, so there is a one triangle. It is a rhetorical triangle. Okay, now basically it is given by the Aristotle. The rhetorical triangle, it is given by the Aristotle for the visual communication. Now, as per the Aristotle, there are three components of visual communication. It is ethos, pathos, and logos. So if we are talking about ethos, it is, what is the meaning of ethos? The credibility of the speaker. Now, whenever as a speaker, you are sending some message to the receiver, of course, the credibility of the speaker make impact on the importance of the message. So yes, ethos means who are sharing the information, who are sharing the message. It is about what is the credibility of the speaker. Second one is pathos. What do you mean by pathos? So pathos means when the speech stirs their emotion. So if you want to share something, right? So does your message include emotion in the message or not? It is known as an pathos. And the last one is logos. So what do you mean by logos? It is a persuasive argument suitable to the case in question. So what you want to share the argument, it is included the basic objective of the communication or not. So this is triangle, this three component of rhetorical triangle. It is ethos, pathos, and logos. It's very important for the visual communication. So here, using the rhetorical triangle, using all the available means of persuasion to inform, educate, or entertainment. It is our basic objective of the effective communication. Now here, what do you mean by multimodal text? Okay, so every multimodal text is created for a particular time and place for a certain audience. And the expectation that arise from the circumstances are considered the rhetorical situation. So basically, this is known as an, if we want to use a multi-modal text, of course, we have to understand this rhetorical triangle of Aristotle and try to include ethos, pathos, and logos in our communication. And with the help of these things, we can make our communication multimodal text or more convenience to understand. So this is considered as an multi-modal text. It is based on ethos, pathos, and ethos, pathos, and logos. It's very important. The visual communications, this three triangle or three component, they are very important for the multi-modal text or multi-modal literacy. Now here we are talking about what is multimodal literacy. So here there is a basic definition of the multimodal literacy. It is the study of multimodal literacy. Learning in schools and society is an emergent field of research. Nowadays, so many people, they are working on this multimodal literacy, which begins with the important recognition that reading and writing are rarely practiced as a discrete skill, but are intimately connected to the use of multimodal text. So up to this state, right, in the past, we think that you have the writing and reading school, it is considered as a literacy, but nowadays they are just providing support to understand the digital literacy and of course, multimodal literacy. Often in the digital context of use, we are using reading and writing skill as a basic requirement. The implications of multimodal literacy for pedagogy, curriculum, and assessment in education is an expanding field of multimodal research, right? So nowadays we can say that there is a multiple usage of multimodal literacy as a part of education industry in pedagogy and curriculum and assessment in the education sector, education industry. And that's why as a teacher, now we have to be expert of multimodal literacy. Now here some examples is given of the multimodal literacy. Number one, generally we are centered with an image and in the middle and information are on the sideways, right? This was the past model of the information. Generally, we are putting image in a center and we can share the information side by side of the image for the multimodal literacy or for the effective communication. If you're talking about the horizontal rows, right, of course, the information flow from left to right, okay, from top to bottom. This is the basic rules of the literacy, right? Generally, the text are following, the information is following from left to right and from top to bottom. So that is considered as an horizontal row for the literacy. If we are talking about the vertical column, right, generally present a series of information, right? When we want to present some series of information, we can use vertical column. It shows important information on the top and less important information in the bottom, right? It is also in a vertical column, and with the title, it is considered as an vertical column of literacy. Now, this is also the different way to share your literacy, to share your message for the effective communication. So when we are using multimodal literacy, of course, we need to understand the basic concept of the literacy and understanding of our audience. Now, this is one example of how we can consider, right? So multimodal content in the business. Now here we have a gesture of hand, right? But the gesture is same, but the meaning of the same gestures are different in different countries. Now here in Egypt, the meaning of this gesture, it is be patient, right? Now if you're talking about Greece, the meaning of the same gesture is that's just perfect, okay? If you're talking about Italy, the meaning of the same gesture, it is what exactly do you mean? What exactly do you mean? Okay, so see, the meaning of this gesture is quite different and contrast in different countries. So if as in communicator, we don't know the meaning, we are not able to communicate the right message in the right manner. So that's why never underestimate the importance of local knowledge, right? We need to understand the local knowledge, local meaning, and local requirement of the people for multi-model contest in the business as well as in the education. Here we have a small caselets to understand the importance of culture, right? So multimodal content in the business. Now here one example is given from the Coca-Cola. No one told me they read from right to left. Now let's have a small example. A salesman of the Coca-Cola returned from his assignment to Saudi Arabia. A friend asked, why aren't you successful with Saudis? The salesman explained, when I got posted, I was very confident that I would be a good sales pitch, but I had a problem. I didn't know how to speak Arabic. Okay, now basically he's facing some problem in language, and that's why he has some problem in the marketing things. So I planned to convey the message through 3 posters. So he has come up with some solution of the problem. If I'm not aware the language, I'm not going to share any message by using some verbal things, right? I'm going to use some visual thing to convey my customers for my product. So he's used some poster to convey his message. Now first poster, a man lying in the hot desert sand, totally exhausted and fainting. Okay, this is the meaning of the first poster. The second poster is the man is drinking Coca-Cola, right? And the third poster is our man is now totally refreshed. And then these posters were pasted all over the place. Okay, so he has identified this poster, he has identified the sequence 1, 2, 3, and he has posted this poster everywhere. Now, the question is, Terrific, that should have worked, said the friend. Now friend is surprised. If you have done in this manner, then of course your communication must be clearly communicated to the customers. The hell it should have, said the salesman. Salesman already, he is very much frustrated, right? He told that it was a very bad idea. What was the reason? No one told me. They read from right to left. Generally, Arabic language, it is we can read or write from right to left direction, right? So generally, people they feel or they get totally contrast message with this type of promotion, and because of that, the salesman is failed, right? Totally failed and come back to India because he's not able to convey the message. So it shows us how the basic knowledge of the culture it is required for multimodal literacy, or also it is required for the effective communication between sender and receiver. I hope you are able to understand the concept of multimodal literacy with this small case studies. This is also one example. It is also the examples of Coca-Cola, right? This is the examples of the multimodal text. It is so generally the companies nowadays or business, they are nowadays using the textual, right? Digital, lives and transmedia as in different mode of multimodal literacy. And that's why we need to understand all the different type of literacy for the same, just for the effective communication in our business, in our profession, and to communicate our meaning, our message in a proper manner. So they are nowadays all the business, they have come up with the things. Now here, we already understand what is the meaning of multimodal text, what is the meaning of multimodal literacy, how it is very important in all the occupations, professions, services, right, to communicate in a proper way. And now we have two resources today in this session. We are going to discuss two resources for creating a digital classroom. So with the help of this tool, we can make our communication very effective, very impressive, and of course, multimodal communication we can create for our students, so that our students they are able to understand what we want to communicate, right? So the first point is considered as the first resource is Haiku Deck. The first resource is Haiku Deck. Now, what is this Haiku Deck? Let's discuss this Haiku Deck. This is all about, we can say that it is a PowerPoint presentation, how we can make our PowerPoint presentation effective with the usage of different images or multimodal, just like a sound, video as a part of our presentation, right? So this is considered, we can utilize, today we are going to understand a Haiku Deck as a resource person for the digital classroom. Now let's have an introduction of the Haiku Deck. What is Haiku Deck? So Haiku Deck is a presentation creation website and also application that uses. Now this is the website of Haiku Deck. It is haikudeck.com, right? In Google, you can search it out. It is haikudeck.com, and you are able to log in. You can log in with your Gmail account, and there are so many different features you can utilize. Of course, the Pro Haiku Deck or the subscription is also available, but in free also, right? There are so many features are available in free subscription or free trial. So you can utilize a free version, and it is also really very helpful for our daily presentation or class session. Now here I'm going to share some of the slides to make you understand how it is impactful. Okay, only there is a one word, but along with the perfect image, it shows the importance of Haiku Deck tool. Okay, now see, these are the different images we can utilize for a presentation, and it makes our words more meaningful, right, during our presentation. You can see the importance, or you can feel, right? It also gives us somewhat feeling, somewhat meaning, and a clear message which generally sender wants to convey. Okay. I hope you feel that yes, these images are quite good and impactful to express our message in an effective way. Sometimes as a teacher, we are trying to find out that the images from the Google, right? But maybe the Google images, they are somewhat licensed version. We are not able to download it out, right? And if we are using, it is against the rules, right? So this is a really very good source for using the different images for your impactful presentation. The quality of the images is also really very good. It is not blur if you are presenting. And this is very important for us as a teacher, right? Teach a lesson, seek a thought, and harvest a destiny. This is the basic objective of our profession, right? And if we want to do our profession in very effective way, of course, we have to go for multimodal literacy. And at the last, what we want to do, what is the final objective of this profession? It is ignite a moment, right? We want to ignite something in the different students or person. So this is some slide just to make you understand how impactful your slide along with the short message, right? So with the help of Haiku Deck, we can prepare this type of impactful presentation, and it's easily also shareable, right? We can also add some of the audio, some of the video as a part of presentation, and it is considered as a multimodal literacy as a teacher, right? So let's now I'm going to share a Haiku text things step by step, how you can log in, how you can utilize different features of the Haiku Deck, right? By sharing my screen. So here we can see that. Just a minute. I have to end the shows. Now here we can click that open link. Let's have a look of Haiku Deck. Or in the Google only, we can search it out. Okay, haikudeck.com. This is the website is available. Okay, it's haikudeck.com. You can click on this website. Applications are also available, so you can also download the applications in your mobile phone or your tablet. Now here see, basically I have already logged in this account, otherwise I can log out, right? Sign out. Now here this type of the first screen you are able to see. Now here you can click on sign in. No need to prepare any other email ID, right? So you can directly log in with your Gmail. If you have Google ID, you can directly log in with your Gmail ID. Now see, this type of desk you will find once you have logged with your Gmail. Okay. Now here your photo is there, your profile is there, your name is there. You can also edit your profile if you want. Now here there is a one green line. It is a haiku, create new deck. So if you want to create new deck, you can click on this. Okay. I'm going to edit this one. So I have already prepared one haiku deck. It is a startup. So I'm going to edit the same one. Okay. Now, basically, what do you mean by startup? So here, I am going to add one slide. So startup is the combination of different things. So basically here, there are different type of layout, right? On the left hand side, you can see that different type of layout is given for the PPT slide. So I am going to choose the first one, or you can choose this one, right? If you want to write down more number of points, you can choose this one. You can also choose this one, right? 3 to 4 points you want to discuss. You can also add the image along with the text. So different PPT layouts, right? Or slide layouts, it is given to you. So I'm going to choose this one only because I just want to give the brief about the startup, right? So what is startup? Startup is the combination of number one, it is idea, right? Now, once I write here, innovation or innovative idea. And I want to, now this is about the text. Okay, I want to add some image. So here, image and design. On image and design, I have to click. Now it will directly give you the clues. Okay, you have already typed innovative ideas. So they are giving you the two clues that you want the images related with innovative or you want the images related with the idea. So let's click on innovative. Now see, this many number of pictures, royalty-free images are available. Okay, royalty-free images, it is a 40 million plus images are available in the library only. So you can utilize any one of it. So if I'm using this one, okay, innovative idea. Now see how impactful my presentation is. Now here I want to change somewhat slides. So see, I can do like this. If images is not clear, right? I can change the text place, text layout. So I think this is the better one. Okay. It is also focused on my images and also focus on my topic. So in this way, we can edit our PPT slides. Now here the videos is also available. We can also add some of the video related with the innovative idea if you want to add. We can also add some of the audio and we can go for some public desk for this impactful PPT. Now this is all about text. We can also change the text layout. Okay, once it is done, we can, here on the right hand side in the corner, there is a plus sign. So with this sign, we can add the new slide. So innovative idea plus. Now, what is the plus? Innovative idea plus. We need a team of people, right? So just write it down. Team of good people. And now click to search it out the images related with this. So see, team, good people. It gives you the clues, which type of images you want for your slide. So we need a team, images. Now see, this is the number of images are given to you. So from this, you can identify which image is perfect for your message. So here I can consider this, right? This is a really good theme to showing a team. So team of good people, it is also required for the startup. Then we need business model, right? Now for the business model, if I want to find, I want to do some color, then we can also go for the background color. But if I want to want some images, right, than business model. We can choose any one from this one. So I'm going to choose one image for the business model. It's like this, right? They are creating business model. Okay. Now we need fund. Okay. So here we can that fund. So if you click on the fund, there are so many number of PPT slides is available. We can utilize any one particular slides. So fund is also considered as an investment. Okay. For the business, it is an investment and money is blood for the business. So in this way, we can identify the perfect image for your message or for your words, what you want to convey. And the last one, the combination of all these things, right? So first one is innovative idea plus innovation along with the team member, along with the business model, and the last one is a fund. The total is considered as an startup, a small but a good start, right? A small but a good start. Now, if I want to see this PPT in a video form, you just have to click on play and you are able to see your presentation in a PPT form. See, innovative idea plus innovation plus a team of good people, business model, fund or investment for the business, and finally, we can go for the startup, a small but good start. Okay, so this is all about, in this way, we can prepare a good PPT slide, impactful presentation for our project, for our topic, or for our students. Now, if we want to share this one, right, we can also download, but it is a subscription. It requires subscription. But if you want to directly share this thing, so here we are able to get directly the link. You just have to copy this link and you can share in your mail or with your students by mail, right? Just send a mail along with your link. So this is all about, we can utilize HaikuDeck in a very effective way to make our communication somewhat more impactful, somewhat more impressive, and to make it more interesting for our students. I hope it is useful for all of you. Now, once again, we can go for the next one. So here, as a part of the multimodal literacy, we have discussed the first resource. It is HaikuDeck. Now we are going to discuss the second resource. Okay, now we are going to discuss a second resource. It is the Powtoon. Okay, the second resource for the multimodal literacy, it is Powtoon. Now let's have a description of the Powtoon. Before using this type of things, I'm going to share one video with all of you to understand what is Powtoon. Okay, now Powtoon, this is the logo of the Powtoon. The meaning of it is a visual communication platform. Powtoon is a visual communication platform. Let's have a video. You can enjoy this video. It's really very interesting. If you like, you can try to create your own video. Sorry, because of the internet speed, we are facing some problem. Yes. So how you feel? Do you think it is useful? It's a very interesting way to introduce myself, right, for this particular session. So you can also, in your session, you can also utilize this tool to share this type of introduction, right? Generally, we have an oral introduction, but if we have this type of video introduction, right, or animated introduction, it's really very interesting. So try to use this Powtoon also in your session for the multi-modal literacy in your classroom. Let's discuss more about this multi-modal literacy about the Powtoon, right? Just a minute, I'm going to share the PPT again. Yeah. So here we have to, now what are the benefits? What are the advantages of this Powtoon? So number one is lots of features are available. In this software, in this website here, you can utilize number of features, number of different characteristics, right? Animation, audio, video you can utilize, which is readily available, right? You don't have to create, because as in the social sciences teacher, we are not expert maybe in the IT, just like IT teachers, right? So it's already available. We just have to add it in it. Okay, so lots of features are available. Tons of ready-made templates are also available. So directly we can choose a best template for ourselves and we can edit that template. Not hard to use. It's very easy to use. Okay, it is not required any type of technical skills, but it's very simple to understand. It is user friendly. So it's very simple to use. Can share with the public. If we can prepare, right now I am sharing that particular video with all of you, right? So we can share our videos or our animated videos with our students, with the participants, right? Or maybe with other stakeholders. Support rich text editing. We can also edit the text. I have already made it specific to this session, right? So in the same manner, we can edit our text, save an offline version of the animated video. So we can save also the offline and online version of the animated video. Save work automatically. So when we are doing editing, your work is automatically saved, right? So no need to save it during the editing. It is directly saved by the system. So please remember, this all are the benefits, and we can say that the best feature we can utilize by using Powtoon. So let's discuss more about this. Here we are going to discuss, sorry. Now, once again, we can go for this Google, right? We can write P-O-O, sorry, P-O-W-T-O-O-N, okay? And you will get Powtoon video creation tool, okay? It is a Powtoon video creation tools used by 27 million people. So we can be one of them, right? To be a digital teacher, or we can say the multi-modal teacher in the 21st century. So just click on this. Now here it's required, it's also required the login. Now click here, start now. Once you start with your, you just have to log in with your Gmail account. I have already logged in, okay? So you just have to log in with your Gmail account. Now here, see, what do you want to create? You want to create animated explainer. You want to create whiteboard video. We have seen so many number of whiteboard video on the YouTube, right? We are always curious how they can create this type of effective video. But it's very easy, right? Here, the whiteboard videos are also available. You just have to change the text or message, and it will be automatically created a video which you can share on YouTube, which you can share with your students or your stakeholders. Making a sales video, marketing video. If you want to create marketing video, it is also the options are available. You want to make presentation. If you want to make presentation, you can prepare. Then build your brand character, right? If you want to make your animated character, you can create. So if I am a teacher, right, I can create my animated character, right? Just like me, but of course it is in a cartoon way. So of course, students, they feel somewhat really interesting. They are getting somewhat inspiration. Yes, we can also learn something. Okay. So this is all about. Now we can also go for the student project, teachers and faculty template. Okay, and 53 administrative staff template. It's already readily available. Now see, here on the left hand side, there is a home, templates, import, and blank. Okay, we can click on templates, or we can directly go for this one. Let's say, see, feature templates are readily available. So which one we are going to use? Introduction to me, I have already used, right? Happy 4th, whiteboard. Then we can go for whiteboard, view all. Now from this we can choose, okay? Now which one would like to change? Select. Let's discuss this change management. Now see, if I want to edit this, I like this template, right? So I'm going to edit this template. Click on edit this template and you are able to edit this template, okay? So of course, it will take some time for loading awesomeness. So we have to wait for 2 to 3 minutes to enjoy or to edit the best things. I hope this will help you out to understand the importance of multimedia or multimodal literacy and how we can utilize these things for our effective teaching and learning process. Now see here, it is just like a slide, okay? Now slide number 1, we can make some changes. Now here, see, I don't want to focus on change management, okay? I want to focus on, so here I can change it from change management to the knowledge management. Okay, I want to prepare something related with the knowledge management, or we can say that time management, right? Done. I want to add here something, no FAQs is perfect. I want to also add over here. Okay, I want to change the color of the slide. So it is white color. What I want to keep, it's yellow, no, green, this one, or blue. Yeah, this is looking good. So we can keep here, right? It's automatic saved. Now we can move further to the second slide. What is change? Now here we have to remember, it's not change. What is the time? Okay. So here we are preparing the video for time management. That's why we can edit it. Now here once again, we can change somewhat the color of the slides. The gray, right? What is time? What is the time? Done. We can also change the color of font. See, if I want to highlight the time, I can change the color of font. Also the style of font, right? So that we can edit all the things. The next is starting. Now here we can write today's date. Okay. So today's date is, it's 27/2021. You will begin. It's correct. Now here I want to change the color. So it's maybe black. It's right. Okay. Briefly describe the change. Here you can, if you want to write out something about the time management, you can add. Now overall, I want to change some color or something. I click on this. Done. Now further, the last slide. This is, now here I'm not going to change any font, but I'm just going to change the slides. It's yellow. Okay. And the next slide, it's already we have edited. Next slide, we can make some changes, color or something. Actually, I like this features very much to change the color. I want to change the color of this flag. I can. So here I can also give some effect. Okay. Now, which are the effects? Just like the stars or writing something or fact, from where it came, right? Just like impact, we can give some impact. So in this way, we can edit. Now here, once again, we are able to change the slides. It's green. Okay, great. Now character, we can also make some changes in the character also. Okay, it's animated character. So we can make some changes in the pose. It's thinking. Okay, now see, the pose of this character is changed. I want to make some effect. No effect for this one. So the next is this is looking nice. Now here I can put my name. It's Purvi Dirashri. I can also write the name of my company, right? Or the email ID. I can add it somewhat. So this is done from my side. Okay, now I want to see how it's look. So click on play. So this is only the one slide. So if I want to see the total, right? Starting from this one. And click here. Now see, all the edited things came during the video. So I hope you enjoyed this presentation or this video, how we can prepare animated video with the help of Powtoon. It's very easy and it's free. Okay. Now, once it's done, it shows in my gallery. Now, if I want to share, right? So click here on share, export or share, you will get the link. Okay, here see the link. You just have to click on link. You have to copy it and you can share with anyone, right? You can share with your friends, you can share with your students, your colleagues, your team members. So this is really a very, very, very helpful software or resource for making our presentation very impactful, right? Or making our message somewhat more impactful or impressive for the audience. Here, see, I have also prepared one more. It's join our team. This is just for your reference. You can also prepare your own video, right? Animated video using this software. Let's come back to the PPT, basic PPT, right? So I hope you are able to understand the importance of multimodal literacy nowadays and how we can utilize different software to make our communication more impressive and impactful by using a very simple software, right? So today we have discussed a Haiku deck and Powtoon as a software which we can easily utilize for our communication, for our presentation model, right? Now here's some of the very basic. At the end, I would like to discuss some of the very basic things with all of you. Making multimodal text work for you, right? Which particular multimodal is work for you? So it depends on so many things. It is not like if it is for me, if it is perfect, it is not necessary that for you also that is the perfect way. Okay. So what is the most common presentation software you use to communicate in your classroom? You can identify, generally we are using PowerPoint presentation, PPT, right? It is MS Excel, sorry, MS Office का हम PPT ही use करते हैं. Which software will be the most effective for you? You can identify 4 to 5 software for the PPT presentation and you can identify which one is best for you as per your personal requirement, as per the requirement of your student and as per the requirement of your subject. Do any of the colleagues use other form or software? You can also analyze your any other colleagues or team member, they are using any other software or not. Who are your technological allies in the organization that can help you to come up with the alternative form of presentation in the digital classroom, right? If my colleague, my team member is really very good in the technology, then I can help, right? I can take the help of my colleague, my friend, and try to understand the basic things of technology. and try to make my presentation more impactful and more effective. So students, they are came to the class with some interesting things, right? Today we are going to discuss something new. Today we are going to learn something new from the madam and sir. So I hope this presentation will help you out in some particular manner, and it will help you for your interactive class, for your multi-modal literacy class in your digital class. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. This is my basic objective, that I can help you out, my dear friends and intelligent participants of this UGC HRDC Gujarat University. And I hope I can contribute something in your knowledge, existing knowledge. Thank you so much, everyone. And if you have any question, feel free to share with me, right? I'm available on LinkedIn. I'm also available on Facebook. And this is my mail ID. You can directly contact me on my mail ID. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you have learned something new. It is a haiku deck and Powtoon, and you are at least try once to use this software for your effective presentation. And then after, please share your feedback with me. If one of the message I have received from you, right, it will be a great, we can say that feedback for me, that I can contribute a 1% in the life of others. Thank you so much, everyone. Once again, I would like to be thankful to all of you, and especially the team UGC HRDC Gujarat University for giving me this best opportunity to interact with all of you. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.